1, 2, 3,
Welcome to the Blitz. I'm Frankie Tovar.
I'm Angelina Martin.
And we have the final Blitz game of the regular season, the Turlock Bulldogs traveling to take on the Gregori Jaguars.
Frankie, these teams come into this game tied in SeaCal play at 3-1, and they are fighting for second place.
They're not just playing for second place in the SeaCal, they're also playing for a guaranteed playoff spot.
Something to note this game, Gregori has never beaten Turlock in school history.
And that might actually be a possibility this week because Turlock High's starting quarterback, Cole Gilbert, is out.
And I heard the Jags have a pretty slippery and explosive quarterback. So let's take a look at the Friday night highlights.
It was a fast defensive start for both teams. Turlock opening with a sack for a 5-yard loss. Ashton Baucom taking down Cruz Martinez. And on Turlock's ensuing possession, the Jags answer by forcing a fumble. David Salazar puts it on the ground and it's recovered by Jonathan Crispin, giving Gregori fantastic field position. Martinez says thank you and then delivers a dart to Alexander Nand, who hustles for an 18-yard gain.
Martinez is more than a passer though, which is on full display during this 6-play drive. The senior QB picks up 10 yards on this run before dashing for an 11-yard touchdown to put Gregori up midway through the first quarter. But it's only 6-0 after a Cole Hendricks PAT block.
Fast forward to Gregori's 5th possession and Martinez lets it rip. He finds Jake McVay deep downfield for a 46-yard completion, and the Jags are at the goal line where Turlock attempts to stage a stand. The Bulldog D stops the sneak on 2nd down, and on 3rd down, they do the exact same thing. But on 4th and 1 from the 1, Martinez fakes the handoff and boots it to his right, diving to find the end zone and put the Jags up 12-0 after a failed 2-point conversion.
Turlock trying to score before the half, but the desperation leads to a turnover. An interception to be exact. That's Dylan Zader picking off Ty Tixera and giving Martinez the go-ahead to add another touchdown to his first half stats. He finds Aiden Powers on the 25-yard touchdown pass, and Gregori enters the half leading 19-0.
Now before we get into the second half highlights, let's recognize our sponsor. Are you a buyer looking to purchase your ideal home? Are you a seller wanting to get top dollar for your home? No matter what your real estate goals are, if you're looking to win in this market, Michael Rocha is your go-to realtor. Voted Best Realtor by 209 Magazine and Turlock Journal Reader's Choice, Michael Rocha has a proven track record of success throughout the Central Valley. Find out what Michael Rocha can do for you and your real estate needs by contacting him today at 209-485-5228. You can also stay up to date with Michael by following him on Instagram and on Facebook. Something needs to change for Turlock, so the coaches pull a double pass out of the playbook. Logan Hart targets Marcos Rodriguez, but there's a little too much heat on the throw. That leads to a punt, and Martinez picks up right where he left off, tucking the ball and making a run for it. This 50-yard gain is the play of the game and a potential dagger in the hearts of the Bulldogs.
Martinez is taken down inside the red zone, and it looks like Gregori is about to score again, but the Bulldog D steps up, first with a sack for a loss of 12, then with a pass breakup that probably should have been intercepted. Ouch, I know he wants that one back. That's followed by a swat from Ashton Patterson that leads to a TOD.
And we take it all the way to the fourth quarter. Turlock's offense finally gains some steam. JT Foreman picks up 9 yards with this run. And on the very next play, Brock Meerbrook answers the call with a hard 10-yard run. Foreman again pounds the rock, this time for a gain of 15 yards before he caps this 13-play, 90-yard drive with a 1-yard touchdown plunge to make it 19-7 with 6:05 left in the game.
Now a comeback isn't impossible, but everything needs to go right for Turlock, and the onside kick, of course, is a net negative. That's a costly mistake because Gregori is going to capitalize with a 3-play scoring drive. Jaden Miller runs the ball up the gut en route to a 41-yard touchdown. With 4:13 left in the game, Gregori leads 25-7. That hurts.
Turlock keeps his foot on the gas pedal as Foreman accelerates downfield for 39 yards, making defenders miss and setting his team up at the 11-yard line. That's a nice run, but a little too late, I think. He notches his second touchdown of the game from 2 yards out, and then the Bulldogs convert a 2-point conversion with a pass to Morgan Perrion, but it isn't enough. The effort is too late. Gregori beats Turlock for the first time ever, 25-15.
We just accomplished beating Turlock. I mean, you know, it's always everybody's plan, you know, in SeaCal. They've been running it for a while, or ever since they got here, and we were just here to, you know, make a statement. You know, we were the second team to do it, and I couldn't be more proud of my boys, and it's one of the biggest accomplishments so far this year. For us, I feel like on the line was our pride, and we've been the underdogs all throughout the season, regardless of when we started 3-0. And this game was just it was a pride game for us to show that we weren't the underdogs anymore and that we're the real deal. We're trying to stay as consistent as possible, you know, just make sure that we were doing like the small things first, and we were just able to do that throughout the whole game. Jaden Miller, he's been great all year. Jake McBay, he's been great all year. You know, we lost a couple players this year, Reggion Foster and Guillermo Perez, and guys just had to step up. Aiden Powers had to step up. Our defense, man, our defense came up huge because I came out the game after, I think, when the fourth quarter started. I came out the game when the first quarter started. Oh! Oh my God. And our defense was the most important thing, I think, tonight because, you know, Turlock, they like to put up points and they don't fail to do it, and our defense did great. I love every single person on that team. Last year, we didn't get a chance to because of COVID, and I'm so happy that this year we're able to try and go as far as we can. You know, I've never been in a playoff game before, and it's gonna be a great experience, and I hope we can still make it far. Jag City, baby, I love my boys, and I can't be more happier right now.
Thank you once again to Michael Rocha for sponsoring this show. Now let's get into team totals, and we're talking yards right now. It was a tale of two halves, really. The first half did not go the way of the Bulldogs. They had 59 yards, which is not a lot. Meanwhile, Gregori notched 141, and when the second half hit, Turlock sprung to life, outgaining Gregori 186-132, but in the end, it just wasn't enough.
And collecting a big chunk of those yards for the Bulldogs was, of course, running back JT Foreman III. He had 145 rushing yards on 22 carries with 2 touchdowns. And Peter Mello, he came into the game at quarterback late and collected 69 rushing yards on 9 carries for the night.
As for the Jags, Jaden Miller came up big with 63 rushing yards on 8 carries and 1 touchdown. But the player of the game, without a doubt, Cruz Martinez. He tore it up. 5 of 11 passing, 111 passing yards, and 1 touchdown, but he also had 84 rushing yards on 16 carries and 2 touchdowns. And you have to remember, he was out for most of the second half due to a potential ankle injury.
Yeah, and obviously Marinas was a huge reason the Jags won this game. With that win, they finished second place in SeaCal play, while Turlock came in third. And that's the wrap on the regular season.
Which means the postseason is on the horizon, and both Turlock and Gregori have made the playoffs, albeit in different divisions. Gregori High is in the D2 bracket, and they are the 11th seed, and they will travel to face the 6th seed Elk Grove. As for Turlock, they had a tougher draw. They are the 9th seed in the Division I bracket, and they will travel to face the 8th seed in Sheldon High from the Delta League, and they are a tall order indeed.
And of course, that's going to be a great game, Frankie, but the Blitz will be at Hillmar High School for their first round playoffs in the Division 5 bracket. Hillmar, they had a good enough season to get that number 6 seed, and they will be taking on Los Banos, the number 11 seed, and they came in second in the Western League with just 1 league loss.
And this is actually a rematch because Los Banos hosted Hillmar in the second game of the season, and the Yellow Jackets came out on top 23-6. We will see if Hillmar can replicate that performance, and if they can, they have Sonora on their hands in the next round. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. This game comes first, and we will be at that game, and you can find that coverage at turlockjournal.com and on social media, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter if you follow at Turlock Journal. So until next week with our first playoff episode of Season 9, I'm Frankie Tovar.
I'm Angelina Martin.
Thank you for tuning in to The Blitz.